Hey there everyone, it's NepKing, and in this video I will cover cosplays from Hyperdimension Neptunia and Genshin Impact. This is the first video that I'll be comparing cosplays from different series based on their advantages and disadvantages. Note that any disadvantages and advantages I claim will be based on my own opinion and experience, as I have cosplayed from both series. I'm pretty sure many people who are into anime or attend cosplay conventions will know Genshin Impact, as it's a very popular game developed by Hoyoverse, and many cosplayers cosplay from that series. If some of you are new to my channel and don't know what Neptunia is, you aren't alone, and I won't be surprised, as that series is pretty niche and there are hardly any cosplayers cosplaying from that currently. Currently in Toronto, I'm one of the few or the only one that cosplays from Neptunia in each event. If you want to know or get into Neptunia, I have lots of Neptunia videos if you want to check that out, and I'll be making more of them soon. As of now, I have 5 cosplays from 3 series. Currently, I have IF and Bonk from Hyperdimension Neptunia, Kazuha and Furina from Genshin Impact, and Shido from Data Live. If you want to check out my cosplays, please be sure to watch my anime convention videos starting from Anime North 2023, as that's the first convention that I started cosplaying. I will be getting new cosplays this year, which I'll have 4. So, first off, this year I'll have Neptune from Hyperdimension Neptunia, expect to debut by Toronto Comic Con 2025, Silverwolf from Honkai Star Rail, expected to be debuted by Anime North 2025, Soldier 11 from Zenless Zone Zero, expected to be debuted by Fan Expo Canada 2025, and Yumi from Hyperdimension Neptunia to be debuted will be decided. No conventions confirmed for Yumi yet. And probably, I'm guessing it could be Anime Festival Asia 2025 by the end of this year. Now, let's begin. So, let's get started with the advantages of cosplaying from Genshin Impact. First off, in Genshin Impact, cosplay is easily accessible to be ordered from many different cosplay websites due to its popularity, including every cosplay character, including their wigs and accessories, so you won't have a hard time finding the parts. But though the only problem you really will come across is the size, as mostly Genshin Impact cosplays usually comes in Chinese sizes, which are actually really small, and it is pretty difficult for me to fit in, at least for me. Like, I don't know for you guys, but it is quite small. So yeah, if you can't get it fit, I suggest find another website or find a website that allows customization. If you aren't comfortable in cross-dressing, every character in Genshin Impact, they both come in male and female, so pretty much for anyone who can't really cross-dress or just not comfortable can pretty much cosplay any character. Both male and females are available. As Genshin Impact is still expanding to have more characters, there is a huge variety of characters to select from. Like, whether you want to cosplay European style, you have Mondstadt and Fontaine region characters to select from, or if you want to cosplay Asian style, you have Liyue and Inazuma, for example. Most Genshin Impact cosplay character outfits are thick. What I mean is that they tend to wear more layers of clothing, which is very helpful if you are cosplaying in colder weather, such as in the fall or winter. If you like people taking pictures of your cosplay, you definitely have a higher chance of more photo requests, as a lot of people knows Genshin Impact. Since Genshin Impact cosplayers are very common, you'll see at least one within a few minutes each time. There are usually cosplay photo shoot meetups you can join, and let me tell you, it is really fun, and I loved it. And within photo shoots, you may be able to make more connections with other cosplayers easily, because Genshin Impact is very popular. Since we went over the advantages with Genshin Impact cosplays, now let's move on to Hyperdimension Neptunia cosplays. First off, Neptunia cosplay outfits have less accessories, which makes dressing up straightforward. For me, it takes me less than 5 minutes to fully dress up, and it typically takes 2 to 3 minutes for me to fully dress up nowadays. As there are less accessories, the chance of any parts or accessories being damaged is lower, and if there are, it would just be minor accessories. If you like to be recognized or stand out in the event or convention, you are much more likely to be recognized, as Neptunia cosplayers are relatively rare to find. Most Neptunia character outfits are not very thick. What I mean is they wear less layers, approximately up to 2 layers, which is tolerable to cosplay in warm to hot humid weather, though you may sweat a bit if there's no AC or if it's too weak, like such an example would be in a Talkathon where the AC was weaker, and I did sweat when I was wearing my Iffy cosplay. And with Neptunia cosplay outfits being simpler and have less accessories, they are usually cheaper than buying Genshin Impact cosplay outfits. Since we went over the advantages for both Hyperdimension Neptunia and Genshin Impact cosplays, let's move on to the disadvantages, now starting off with Genshin Impact. Genshin Impact outfits have a lot of accessories, as their style is from the medieval times. Since they have a lot of accessories, it is time consuming to assemble and to put them on. Sometimes you can't even fully dress up on your own and may need assistance, such as Kazuha's scarf and Furina's tail. Best case scenario is that it takes 5 minutes to fully dress up, especially if you are used to it. However, on average, it can actually take up to 15 to 20 minutes to be fully dressed. Since there are more accessories, the chance of any damage to the outfit is higher, such as my Kazuha outfit, which suffered hefty damage after Anime Morph 2024. Many of his accessories are broken, including his leaf belt and others which cannot be worn safely without the fear of losing them. Genshin Impact cosplay outfits are very expensive considering the complex design of the characters, including the many accessories they hold. While most of the Genshin characters' outfits are thick, they can be helpful during the cold, but it's a different story in the heat, such as in tropical zones and hot summers or anywhere with weak or no AC. For example, when I wore my Furina cosplay in Talkathon, I sweated so much because the AC was really weak there. And since Genshin characters are oversaturated by what I mean, they are extremely common, and if you like to stand out a lot and to be more popular, you will need to put more effort like makeup and proper wig styling, otherwise you'll usually just look like the others. Now, since I covered the disadvantages of Genshin Impact cosplay, let's move on to Neptunia. Since the Neptunia franchise is niche, there are hardly any cosplayers cosplaying from it, which can make you feel really lonely, which is the norm for me when I cosplay from there. The chance of a Neptunia cosplayer is generally 1 in 1,000, as it's really that rare. That's just my estimate, though it might be different from your end. Other than cosplayers being rare, not every website sells Neptunia cosplay outfits. Even for the website that sells Neptunia cosplay outfits such as AliExpress, Easy Cosplay, Cosplay FU, Trusty Deal, FM Anime, and more, they usually only just sell outfits. Finding wigs for many characters are challenging, as they just sell proper wigs of Planeptune characters, which are Neptune and Nepgear. If you want to find proper wigs of other characters, you have to find other wigs that are similar, or you have to style them yourselves. They are not flexible. By what I mean is you don't have a variety of characters to choose from, unlike in Genshin Impact. Even if each new Neptunia game comes out with new characters, don't expect outfits from the new characters, especially if they aren't widely used, such as Maho and Henri from Neptunia Sisters vs. Sisters. They usually will only have outfits for recurring characters such as the 4 CPUs, the 2 main makers, and the CPU candidates. So yeah, and also don't expect other makers like Falcom, Broccoli, and others I hardly ever find them selling cosplays for those characters. Since all cosplay outfits from Neptunia are female, any male who isn't comfortable in cross-dressing isn't suitable to cosplay from this series. If you really want people to request you for cosplay photos, less people does it, and if you have many, then consider yourself lucky because usually less people will request to get photos of you because Neptunia is just too niche, and that's actually what happened when I cosplayed as a Neptunia character. Less people actually request photos of me, like only a few will ever do it. Speaking of which, there is no chance of a Neptunia cosplay photo shoot meetup to happen as it isn't popular enough to warrant a photo shoot. Though I actually made a YouTube video of how a Neptunia cosplay photo shoot meetup would work if ever it happened. Now that I have covered all the advantages and disadvantages of cosplaying from Genshin Impact and Hyperdimension Neptunia, Genshin Impact has scored the most advantages while Neptunia has scored the most disadvantages. Although these results don't change my judgment on which series is better to cosplay from, I quite enjoyed both series of cosplay as I can feel how it's like to cosplay in various styles and share my thoughts of cosplaying in them. No matter if the Neptunia franchise is going downhill or not, I will still continue to cosplay from it as it's still my favorite anime franchise and it's the reason why I'm here today. And same goes to Genshin Impact. Even if it's expensive or hard to assemble and to dress up, I still will plan on cosplaying more from it. Everything has its own advantages and disadvantages, but even if something has more disadvantages that outweigh the advantages, don't let that stop you from pursuing it. All you need is courage and to be yourself, and most importantly is to have fun. Now that does it for my cosplay comparison between Hyperdimension Neptunia and Genshin Impact. If you really enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing as I'll highly appreciate it and it helps me a lot to bring you these great videos. Also, a thumbs up and commenting below will be appreciated as well. And I do have social media accounts such as Blue Sky and TikTok, and I also have a Discord server below if you want to check that out. Anyways, I'm the Nep King, and now I'm signing off.